Welcome to the Sacred Womb podcast, womb-centered wisdom for the arc of womanhood, with me, your host, Melanie Swan. Hey. So this is season 5 of the Sacred Womb podcast. So as I evolve and the work evolves, the podcast also evolves. So what started way back 9 years or even 10 years ago as a podcast to really engage with the menstrual cycle and the wisdom of the womb has grown into really restoring the masculine and feminine as well, and also the trauma piece, which needs to be there. So whilst I used to specialize in restoring the true purpose of the menstrual cycle in the womb, I was also doing the trauma resolution work, but my focus on communication was the womb. But really, in reality, we cannot just work with the womb. We cannot just womb with the menstrual cycle. Don't know what that was. We can't just work with the menstrual cycle and expect to be able to be more present and in our bodies more. It doesn't really work, just menstrual cycle work. It helps, but it doesn't work in helping us come home to our true nature. So what I do offer is integrative womb healing. So yes, we work with the womb and we work with the feminine and we work with the masculine, but we have to also restore our sense of love and presence and dissolve dissociation, or else we just dissociate at different parts in our cycle and then take somebody else's blueprint or what we've read in a book as to what we should be doing. So it really needs to become part of the whole. So you'll notice on the podcasts and in my work anyway, if you've been listening for a while, that I do include trauma healing at attachment and soul levels. But yeah, I just felt like I needed to say it really, that it just, we really do have to look at the whole picture. And this work is about integrating the wisdom of the womb and the heart into the rest of the system, and the masculine and feminine as well. So the focus is on integration rather than just the womb. So yeah, I think that's been clear for a while, but needed to say it. Okay. I'll also be bringing some men onto the podcast that are doing the work, because as we do engage with our own masculine nature, as we connect that with our feminine, we're not just segregated beings. We can come into more of an aligned relationship with men who are doing their work as well. And that feels so important and essential, because we need to get underneath this almost idealization of the feminine and trashing of the masculine, because it's not the true nature of either. We don't need to be idolizing this feminine as sort of this is flow and this is feeling and this is amazing and this is where we need to be. And this is what's happening. There's a very subtle shift in a sense of better than and power over from the feminine as a collective, really. And it's not going to work. We're just going to swing the other way. So as an antidote to that, I want to bring more men on the podcast and talk about what they're doing and, yes, integrate that into the work. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where the work is at. I've made a fair few changes on my website. So if you fancy going to look at that and those changes, it is there. It's all live. I've even got a photo shoot booked for September. So I'm looking forward to that and upgrading my photos because they're a little bit old. It doesn't really portray my essence anymore. So I found a lovely photographer here that I'm going to work with. But yeah, there's plenty of changes. There's some new programs. There's different ways to work together. So yeah, that's all live. Okay. But really, what I wanted to tell you about today is, or what I wanted to share with you, is this poem. It's called I Don't Know. It's a poem on peri-menopause. And yeah, it's quite abstract and existential, but it's where I'm at. So I thought I'd share it. And I really would love to hear if any of you are feeling like this too, or similarly. Email me, leave me a podcast review in Apple, or there's comments section now in Spotify. So yeah, I think we need to all talk to each other much more about menopause. I know the health industry has cottoned onto it and is exploding with supplements and you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. And I just feel like it's another regurgitation of fucking crap. And I feel like the real thing we need to be doing is talking to each other about what it's like, about the true nature of it, about what it is like to have these body changes and have these changes in state. Because that's what we need support with, or I found anyway. That's what's helpful in talking to each other and saying, yeah, God, I'm there as well, or I've experienced that too. And it brings such relief and sisterhood. So in that note, I will share this poem. I wrote it on my 49th birthday, which was actually yesterday. And so peri-menopause, the state of being, is in full swing. My last period lasted just 26 hours. And as my blood started to flow, I just felt love and bliss emanating from my womb. So I lay on my bed for about 4 hours, just hot water bottle to my belly and riding the waves of this energy that flowed its way through my nervous system, through the fibres of my body, and acted as a real reset. And I looked back at the last time I wrote a poem about my stage of womanhood, and that was January 2021. I can't believe it's so far away. And at that point, I got the sense that I was standing at the edge of a lake. I hadn't yet got in the lake, but I was standing at the edge of a lake. There's land the other side. It's a big lake. But I was still on the edge. So now I'm on the boat. And yeah, this poem captures the nothingness and everythingness, I think, of my current state of being. So here it is. I don't know. The boat has set sail. I'm on the lake. Most of the tether has frayed. I hear, leave that world behind. It's done. The fog starts to settle. Let them enjoy it. It's no longer for you. You're no longer for it. I know there's land the other side. I don't know what's there. I know what's there. It feels more like home. A familiar welcome signals me. It feels like a return. I have questions that don't need an answer. Questions that aren't really questions. And I don't have questions. And there are no answers. There's only one strand of rope left. Leave her behind. Make peace with her. Its noise fades. I can hear the water. Nothing matters. Everything matters. Nothing actually exists. And everything exists. I am the boat, I am the lake, I am the land, I am here. I am everything. The final strand tenses. It stretches. I pause, watching the strand, wondering if my heart's going to break. Thank you for listening.